Welcome to the Easy Vibes podcast, your escape to calm, uplifting conversations. Whether you're unwinding or recharging, we've got the perfect vibe for you. So sit back, relax, and let's get into it.
Welcome back to the Easy Vibes podcast. I'm Chloe, and I'm absolutely thrilled to be here with you all today.
And I'm Eden, ready to bring those easy vibes right into your ears. If you're new around here, buckle up. We're all about diving into fun, lighthearted topics that spark conversation, maybe a little friendly debate, and always leave you feeling a bit more chill.
That's right, Eden. Our mission, should we choose to accept it, is to explore all those wonderfully random things that make life interesting, all while keeping it relaxed, engaging, and hopefully making you crack a smile or two. We love exploring the everyday and the extraordinary, turning casual chats into something you can vibe with.
Exactly. No heavy lifting here, just good company and good conversation. We're your go-to for a little escape, a moment to just unwind and listen in on two friends rambling about stuff they love. Or, in today's case, maybe stuff they really love and are willing to defend to the end.
You can say that again. Today's topic is something we are both incredibly passionate about, and I have a feeling it might stir up a few strong opinions from our listeners too. But before we get into the main event, we just wanted to say how genuinely happy we are that you've chosen to spend a little bit of your date with us.
Seriously, it means the world. Whether you're commuting, cooking, working out, or just chilling on the couch, we appreciate you tuning in. So grab your favorite beverage, get comfy, and let's jump right into the good stuff. We're about to stir up some delightful controversy.
All right, Eden, are you ready for this? Because today, we're not just talking about something fun. We're stepping into the arena. We're donning our metaphorical armor. We're about to witness and participate in an epic showdown.
Oh, I am beyond ready, Chloe, and you are absolutely right. This isn't just a discussion, it's a clash of titans, a battle of the ages, a truly monumental debate that probably has divided households, friendships, and maybe even entire generations.
Indeed, because today, listeners, we are finally tackling the age-old, or perhaps the very modern question, vinyl versus streaming. Which is better for discovering music? And let me tell you, Eden and I have some very strong and perhaps diametrically opposed opinions on this.
You can say that again. When it comes to finding new tunes, Chloe is firmly planted in the past, meticulously sifting through dusty crates, probably with a magnifying glass and white gloves, looking for that one perfect rare find. She's the analog detective, folks. And Eden, on the other hand, is zooming through the digital ether, probably with a dozen tabs open, listening to a million artists at once, and letting the all-powerful algorithm dictate her musical journey. She's the queen of instant gratification. Guilty as charged, because why dig for hours when the universe, or at least a highly sophisticated AI, can deliver pure gold directly to your ears in seconds? I mean, who has the time for a treasure hunt when you can just manifest the treasure?
Oh, it's not about time, Eden. It's about the journey, the experience, the thrill of the chase, the physical connection. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's just say I believe the true spirit of music discovery lies in the tangible, the intentional, the art of the physical.
And I, Chloe, believe the true spirit of music discovery lies in the limitless, the immediate, the unbelievably vast ocean of sound that is literally at our fingertips. Efficiency, my dear. So get ready, folks, because the gloves are off, and we are about to delve deep into why our preferred methods are, without a doubt, the superior ones.
Okay, Eden, you've made your case for the digital realm. And it sounds very efficient. But let me tell you, efficiency isn't always the point when it comes to true discovery. For me, and for many, the heart of music discovery beats strongest in the warm, crackling embrace of vinyl. It's not just about listening to music. It's an entire sensory experience. Think about it. Walking into a record store, the smell of old paper and dust and possibility hanging in the air. The hushed reverence as you approach the bins, knowing that every single record holds a story. It's like stepping into a library, but instead of books, it's a universe of sound waiting to be unearthed. The tactile experience, Eden, is everything. Running your fingers along the spines, feeling the texture of the album art, pulling out a record and marveling at the sheer artistry of the cover. It's a physical connection that you just don't get by tapping a screen. You're holding a piece of history, a work of art in your hands. And the album art itself, it's not just a thumbnail, it's a canvas, a visual companion to the music, inviting you into the artist's world even before the needle drops. And then there's the thrill, the absolute pure joy of crate digging. It's a treasure hunt, yes, but one where every X marks not just a spot, but a potential new obsession. That moment when your fingers brush past something unfamiliar, a band you've never heard of, an album cover that just screams, "Listen to me!" That's where the magic happens. You pull it out, inspect it, maybe read the liner notes if they're there, and make a gut decision. It's an act of faith, a leap into the unknown, driven by pure curiosity. I remember this one time, vividly. I was probably 16, just getting into finding my own music beyond what was on the radio. I was at this tiny, dusty secondhand shop, the kind where records are piled on the floor as much as they are in bins. I was just sifting through a forgotten corner, mostly looking at obscure jazz and blues, when I saw it. A really striking album cover, very minimalist, with just a single, almost abstract black and white photograph. No big band name, just this really intriguing title. I picked it up. It felt light, maybe a single, but I was captivated. It turned out to be a very early pressing of a lesser-known folk artist, Joanna Newsom, an album called The Milk-Eyed Mender. I'd never heard of her. The shop owner probably hadn't either because it was tucked away with no fanfare. But something about that cover, that immediate physical connection, just spoke to me. I took it home, put it on my cheap turntable, and the moment that first harp note hit, followed by her unique voice, I was utterly, completely hooked. It wasn't a recommendation, Eden. It wasn't an algorithm. It was purely serendipity, the tangible experience of holding that record, admiring its art, and taking a chance. That album and Joanna Newsom became one of my all-time favorites, and it all started with a dusty crate and a gut feeling. You just can't replicate that kind of discovery, that personal investment with a click. It's a story you carry with you.
Okay, Chloe, I have to admit that does sound charming, very romantic even. But, and I say this with love, how many dusty corners and hours of sifting did it take to find that one gem? My algorithm finds me a new gem or 10 while I'm brushing my teeth. Chloe, my friend, while your tale of dusty crates and serendipitous finds is genuinely heartwarming, let me counter with the sheer unadulterated power of the digital dive. We're talking about instant gratification, an entire universe of music at your fingertips, literally in your pocket. No sifting, no dust, no opening a case only to find a scratched up dud, just pure, immediate access to millions upon millions of tracks. Think about it. A library so vast, so comprehensive, that it would take you several lifetimes to even scratch the surface in a physical form. Every genre, every subgenre, every obscure artist you could possibly imagine available with a simple search, or even better, magically appearing in front of you. That's the beauty of streaming platforms. It's not just convenience, it's liberation from limitation. And that's where the magic of personalized recommendations and algorithms truly shines. You talk about taking a chance on an album cover, but imagine an invisible, tireless assistant working 24/7, learning your tastes, predicting what you might love next, and serving it up to you on a silver digital platter. It's like having a super-powered record store clerk who knows you better than you know yourself. I actually have a perfect example of this. So, a few years ago, I was super into indie pop, right? Lots of bright, synthy, upbeat stuff. One day, my streaming service, bless its brilliant algorithmic heart, played me a track by an artist called Arlo Parks. Now, I'd never heard of her, she wasn't on any of my usual playlists, but the song, Cola, just had this incredible, melancholic spoken word vibe that was totally different from what I was typically listening to. The algorithm had clearly picked up on some subtle, underlying musical elements, or maybe just a mood that resonated with me despite the genre shift. It wasn't a random throw-in. It was a carefully calculated, genius suggestion. I immediately went down the Arlo Parks rabbit hole, devouring her EPs, listening to every interview, and discovering this whole world of introspective, poetic indie soul that I didn't even know I was missing. And it wasn't just her. From Arlo, the platform then introduced me to other artists with similar sensibilities, like Lianne La Havas, and a whole wave of British R&B artists that now form a huge part of my regular listening. It was a chain reaction of discovery, all triggered by one perfectly timed, algorithm-driven recommendation. That's something you just can't get from staring at a static piece of cardboard, Chloe. It's dynamic, it's responsive, and it's constantly expanding your horizons without you having to lift a finger.
Okay, Eden, I hear you, and your tale of algorithmic bliss is, well, it's certainly efficient, like a very polite, very effective robot personal shopper. But that's precisely my point. The hunt isn't a limitation, it's the very essence of discovery. You talk about liberation from limitation, but for me, the curated, almost spoon-fed nature of the algorithm feels like a different kind of limitation, one that narrows your path rather than truly opening it. When I'm crate digging, I'm not just looking for something specific. I'm open to anything. I might pull out a record because the artist's name is intriguing, or the font is cool, or it's from a label I vaguely recognize. It's about stumbling upon something completely unexpected, something that an algorithm, no matter how clever, might never push my way, because it doesn't fit my profile. My profile is literally just music I haven't heard yet. You mentioned your algorithm picking up on subtle underlying musical elements to suggest Arlo Parks. That's great for refining what you already like. But what about the truly random, delightful left turn? Like the time I picked up a Japanese psychedelic rock album purely because the cover looked like a trippy dream sequence. I had no prior interest in Japanese psychedelic rock. That record opened up a whole new world I would never have typed into a search bar or waited for an algorithm to magically deliver. It was a leap of faith, an adventure.
A leap of faith? Chloe, my dear, it sounds more like a lucky dip in a dusty bin. While your treasure hunts might yield a gem now and then, imagine having a treasure map that literally updates itself in real time, pointing you directly to new discoveries based on your actual listening habits, not just a cool font. That's the algorithm for you. It's not narrowing your path, it's clearing the jungle so you can actually see the path and then offering you 20 more paths you didn't even know existed. You talk about intentionality, but there's a huge intentionality in telling a platform, hey, this is what I like, now surprise me. The algorithm isn't just about giving you more of the same, it's about sophisticated pattern recognition. It understands nuances, moods, instrumental textures, even lyrical themes that transcend simple genre tags. It suggests things you didn't know you needed because it identifies connections that a human brain, no matter how open-minded, would struggle to make manually across millions of tracks. My Arlo Parks example wasn't a one-off. It's happening constantly. Just last week, I was listening to some electronic music, and the algorithm subtly transitioned me into this incredible world of ambient drone. I didn't even know ambient drone was a thing I liked, but now I do. Where would I find ambient drone in a record store, Chloe? Would I just randomly pull out a record that looked like a space cloud and hope for the best? That sounds incredibly inefficient and, frankly, exhausting.
Exhausting for you, perhaps, my digital devotee, but for me, that's the joy of it. The physical hunt, the serendipity of it all. That's what makes the discovery so much more meaningful. It's not just the music, it's the story behind finding it. It's the memory of that specific record store, that particular day. When an algorithm gives you something, it's just there. It's handed to you. Where's the narrative? Where's the effort? Where's the grit? And what about all the music that doesn't fit neatly into an algorithm's box? The truly experimental, the niche, the oddball, stuff that hasn't been listened to enough for patterns to emerge. That's where the human element of discovery shines. A knowledgeable record store owner might point you to something, or you might see a band mentioned on a forum or in the liner notes of another album. That's true organic exploration, not just waiting for the machine to tell you what to listen to next.
But Chloe, for every obscure gem you unearth through grit and dust, how many incredible artists are you missing because they're not physically present in your local record store's limited inventory? The digital library is infinite. My algorithm doesn't care if an artist has sold 5 copies or 5 million. If it fits my taste profile, it will suggest it. It's a democratization of discovery. No more waiting for a rare pressing or hoping a band gets enough traction to even be stocked. It's all there, instantly accessible, waiting to be found by the right listener, regardless of location or popularity. It's about opening up discovery to everyone, not just those who live near a cool record shop.
So you're suggesting the algorithm is the great equalizer of music discovery?
Absolutely. It levels the playing field. And it's not just about what you already like. The best algorithms are designed to push you gently out of your comfort zone, introduce you to adjacent genres, or even completely new sounds, precisely because they understand the why behind your preferences. It's not just giving you more folk music if you like folk. It's understanding the emotional resonance, the lyrical style, the instrumentation, and then finding that in a completely different genre you never considered. Tell me, Chloe, can a record sleeve do that? Can a lucky dip in a bin broaden your horizons with such precision and breadth? I'm trying to bring you into the light, my friend. The easy, endlessly expanding light.
Oh, Eden, you talk about light and efficiency, but you're missing the entire point of the experience. It's not just about finding the music, it's about how you listen to it. When I put on a record, it's a ritual. It's a commitment. I walk over to my turntable, carefully pull the record from its sleeve, which, by the way, is a piece of art in itself, gently place it on the platter, clean it with my little brush, and then with a profound sense of anticipation, I lower the needle. That little crackle, that subtle hiss before the music even begins, it's part of the magic. It's an auditory palate cleanser, preparing you for the sonic journey ahead. You don't just put on a record, you engage with it. You're giving that album your full attention. There's no skipping tracks, no jumping around a playlist. It's about appreciating the album as a cohesive work, exactly as the artist intended. It forces you to slow down, to be present. And the sound? We can debate algorithms all day, but nothing, and I mean nothing, compares to the warm, rich, analog sound of vinyl. It fills the room differently. There's a depth, a presence that streaming, no matter how high fidelity, just can't replicate. It's not just sound waves, it's almost tangible. It's like the music is breathing right there with you. You can literally feel the bass in your chest. Can your tiny phone speaker or even your fancy noise-canceling headphones give you that full, immersive, almost spiritual connection?
Chloe, my friend, that sounds less like a listening experience and more like a religious ceremony requiring significant setup and specialized equipment. While I appreciate your dedication to the vinyl liturgy, I must counter with something truly revolutionary: freedom. Utter, unparalleled, glorious freedom. My listening experience begins the moment I think of a song. Want to hear that track now? Done. Want to create a playlist for your morning run? Poof, it's there. Driving in the car and spontaneously decide you need to listen to that obscure B-side from the 80s? My digital library, which contains virtually every song ever recorded, is right there in my pocket. No need to consult a catalog, no need to flip through sleeves, no need to even be near a physical object. And portability. You're tethered to your turntable, Chloe. I can listen to anything, anywhere, on my commute, while I'm cooking, at the gym, walking the dog. My entire musical universe fits into a device smaller than a record sleeve. The sheer volume of music available instantly is mind-boggling. I can transition from classical to heavy metal to indie pop in seconds. I'm not limited to whatever records I happen to own or have bought that day. It's a boundless ocean of sound at my fingertips, constantly flowing, constantly adapting to my mood. You talk about the ritual, I talk about the spontaneous joy. You talk about presence, I talk about omnipresence. You talk about warmth, I talk about clarity and convenience. Why would you want to limit yourself to a single delicate disc when you can have every song ever made delivered directly into your ears wherever you are, whenever you want it? It's not just convenient, Chloe, it's empowering. It's the ultimate musical liberation. Imagine the possibilities. Imagine never having to get up to flip a record again.
Okay, Eden, I'll admit it. There are definitely moments, like when I'm trying to quickly find a new band my friend just mentioned, or when I'm on a long drive and just want a constant stream of background music, where your digital liberation sounds incredibly appealing. The sheer breadth of choice, instantly available, is something I can't deny. It's a different kind of discovery, one that's efficient and broad. I can see why someone wouldn't want to dedicate an entire evening to one album when they could sample 100 different artists in the same time. Not everyone wants a religious ceremony every time they listen to music, I guess.
See, Chloe, I knew there was a glimmer of digital enlightenment in you somewhere. And all right, I'll concede there is something special about the way you describe that vinyl ritual. I've been to your place, I've seen your records. The artwork, the feeling of holding the physical thing, the anticipation before the needle drops, I get it. It's more than just listening. It's an experience, a connection to the art itself that a tiny little file on my phone can't quite replicate. I can even appreciate the intentionality it forces. No skipping, no distractions. You're committing to that journey. It's about deep dives, not just skimming the surface. I guess for people who truly want to immerse themselves or who just love collecting beautiful things, vinyl offers a depth that pure convenience doesn't always provide.
Exactly. It's about what you're looking for, isn't it? Sometimes I want the deep dive, the full sensory experience. Other times I just want background noise while I'm doing chores.
And that's the thing, isn't it? They're not mutually exclusive, or at least they cater to different needs. My way is about instant gratification and endless exploration. Yours is about appreciation and a more focused connection. It's less about which is inherently better and more about what suits your mood, your lifestyle, or even the type of music you're listening to. And I wouldn't want to miss the feeling of discovering a hidden gem in a dusty crate that no algorithm would ever have served me. Although my algorithm is pretty smart, just saying.
So, after all that passionate debate, the dust has settled, the records are still spinning, and the algorithms are still whirring. And I think it's safe to say, Eden, that while I totally get the appeal of your digital wonderland, my heart and my rather extensive collection remain firmly planted in the analog world. There's just something about the physical act of it. The hunt, the smell of an old record store, the joy of a pristine gatefold sleeve. It's like collecting miniature works of art, that also make beautiful noises. Plus, my arms are getting surprisingly toned from all the crate digging. Who needs a gym membership when you have vinyl?
And I, my dear Chloe, will continue to bask in the glorious, limitless glow of my digital dominion. As much as I admire your dedication to the tactile, I just can't quit the instant gratification. My brain works in what's next, and streaming delivers that faster than I can say deep cut. Also, let's be real, my apartment is far too small for all those oversized frisbees you call records. My entire music library fits in my pocket. And frankly, that leaves more room for snacks. So while I concede that vinyl offers a beautiful, immersive experience, I choose the path of endless discovery and maximum snack space.
Fair enough, fair enough. Your snacks, your rules. But don't come crying to me when your internet goes out and you can't listen to anything. My music is always there, even in an apocalypse. It's a survival skill, really.
And don't come crying to me when you want to hear that obscure B-side from a band you just heard about and the record store doesn't open for another 2 hours. My apocalypse will involve downloaded playlists. Thank you very much.
Touché, touché. So it seems we've reached a beautiful, if not entirely surprising, conclusion. Different strokes for different folks and different beats for different tastes, right?
Absolutely. Both valid, both amazing, and both here to stay. But if you see me trying to lug a turntable to the beach, please stage an intervention. My path remains perfectly portable and algorithmically blessed.
Well, folks, that's just about all the time we have for this lively debate on vinyl versus streaming. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Easy Vibes podcast and for joining us on this musical journey. It's always a blast to dive into topics that spark so much passion.
A huge thank you from my side, too. We absolutely loved having this discussion, and we hope it gave you something to ponder or at least a good laugh. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Are you team vinyl, team streaming, or maybe a bit of both?
Seriously, let us know. Hit us up on our social media channels, send us an email, or even slide into our DMs with your craziest music discovery stories. We thrive on hearing from our amazing listeners, so don't be shy.
Your input makes these episodes even more vibrant. And speaking of next time, you won't want to miss our upcoming episode where we tackle another burning question. Is it ever okay to judge someone's music taste?
Ooh, that's going to be a fun one. So mark your calendars, set your reminders, and get ready for more easy vibes and engaging discussions. Until then, stay chill, keep discovering amazing music, and remember to always find your own rhythm.
Exactly. For Chloe and myself, Eden, thank you for listening. And we'll catch you on the next episode of the Easy Vibes podcast. Stay groovy.